Having lived in cities all my life, I have always been curious about life in the village. In 2020, I married the love of my life, who hails from Pharung Village, a village located in Manipur in the beautiful northeast of India. That's us, and next to us are my in-laws. So what is life like in a village? What is it like to work in a paddy field? What is it like to rear animals? Join me as I follow my in-laws for a day and observe their life at Pharung Village. As the sun rises over the Pharung village, the villagers prepare for a day of work at the field. The villagers are Tangkhul Nagas. The Nagas are various ethnic groups native to the northeast of India and northern Myanmar. The Tangkhul Nagas are one of many tribes that live in the mountains here in Manipur. This is an example of a traditional house here in the village. My father-in-law starts the day by cutting firewood. The firewood is essential to keep the fire running in the kitchen. This fire is used for cooking, heating water for drinking, bathing, and for warmth during the winter months. And depending on the usage, the firewood is cut multiple times a day. I thought I would give it a go.
Be careful.
Yeah. Goodness, this is harder than it looks, guys.
He then feeds the chickens. The first meal of the day is more of a brunch, really. It's too late for breakfast and too early for lunch. The villagers mostly depend on what is grown in the area for their sustenance. This includes rice, chili, various vegetables grown in the garden, and even the animals they rear, like pigs, chickens, and buffaloes. After brunch, my father-in-law starts the rice mill. It's a side business. The local villagers bring in their harvested rice every morning and collect the white rice a few hours later. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law and a few others head to the paddy field. They carry whatever is needed for the day. This includes baskets, utensils, water, a mat, and even ingredients to make dinner.
The paddy field is quite a distance from the village, but the views make up for it.
These guava trees come in handy for snacking. Although we just had a brunch, they are a lifesaver when we return home in the evening.
Wait, why are you taking that?
Because it gets steep as we go down here.
The downhill walk is a daunting task for first timers. I was understandably slow, so my mother in law and the rest proceeded ahead while my wife accompanied me.
Walking here is just so beautiful. I mean, it's so therapeutic. It's peaceful. I mean, the sounds of the insects, the views of the flowers, the trees. Oh, it's fantastic. I wish I can do this every day.
I might have spoken too soon.
That's the last one, right?
One more.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I should have stayed home today.
Meanwhile, back at home, my father in law prepares to feed the pigs. Their food consists of water, leaves of some sort.
Potatoes, sweet potatoes, yeah.
Today, they are being served sweet potato vines. This is followed by salt, the husk that's obtained from the rice mill. Rice, well, both cooked and uncooked. More leaves and water. This is left to cook for a few hours. The result is a smelly and a rather non-appetizing mixture that the pigs love.
So my wife was telling that as you near the hut, if you make a sound, if people are there, they'll respond to you. Woo! Woo!
Yeah,
There you go. Nice. Awesome. We're almost there, by the way.
We finally get the first glimpse of the paddy field.
That's the paddy field and that's the hut down there. And it's a rather steep way down, by the way.
Trust me, these visuals don't do justice.
I made it!
The hut at the field has everything the farmers would need, from basic necessities like tools, space to store what is harvested, space to rest, and even a fireplace to cook and be warm during the winter. Water comes from the spring up the hill. This is first boiled and then consumed. Here, the attire is more practical, definitely not to impress. I asked my wife the reason.
All right, so one thing I noticed was that you and your family members and the other people working in the paddy field were covered head to toe. Was there a reason behind covering up completely?
Well, it's actually in order to avoid or to protect from sunburn. And after harvesting the rice stalks, it has tiny, teeny, tiny, like a thorn kind. It pokes you. We wear socks to avoid the leech bites because it can be very.
Leech bites?
It sucks a lot of blood.
I'm not going there. Thanks. I'm not going there.
Even the footwear is practical. Trust me, these slippers are way better than shoes. I actually slipped a few times when I wore running shoes. These local slippers, on the other hand, are ideal. The grip is much better, they are more convenient and comfortable to wear.
There is one way I can explore the paddy field without succumbing to any pricks or leech bites. It's with this.
The responsibilities of a farmer depend on the season. This is the harvest season, where they literally reap what was sown a few months ago. Farming is not a one-person job. A solution to this is to have people help you today, and you return the favor by working in their field another day. The people helping can be family, friends, or in some cases even paid labor. The payment can be money or a portion of what was harvested that day. When the rice stalks turn golden brown, it's time to reap them. The first step would be to cut the stalks and let them dry on the side. Another person would collect it and take it back to the hut. At the hut, another team would hit the rice. This is done to separate the rice grains from the stalk. This process is called threshing. The rice grains are left to dry on the mat as other straws are thrashed. The threshing can be done by hand or by using tools like this wooden fork. It looked easy enough, so I thought of giving it a go in another part of the field.
You know, as a South Indian, I've been a rice eater all my life. I've never appreciated how hard it is to get this. I mean, I've been doing this for a few minutes and it's already hurting me. I mean, it's real back-breaking work. So, lot of respect to all the farmers across the country.
With the work at home complete, my father-in-law joins us at the paddy field. We stop to drink water. The lack of cups is not an issue. My mother-in-law fashions a cup with banana leaves. Well, it's not perfect, but it gets the job done. We now start the next step, winnowing. Winnowing is the process of removing the unwanted particles from the rice grains. This is done by pouring the rice down from a height on a windy day. My father-in-law whistles to summon the winds. The theory behind winnowing is that the rice grains being heavy would fall down into the mat, while the unwanted particles being lighter would blow out with the wind. The rice grains are collected and stored in sacks in the hut. The sacks are taken back home only when the entire field has been harvested. When we do take the rice grains back home, the grains are first dried and then comes the final step. running the rice grains through the rice mill. Well, more formally known as the rice huller or rice husker. This machine would separate the husk from the white rice. The husk is not wasted though. It will be used to feed the pigs and chickens. Back at the hut, it's time for a break. Once everyone has rested, they go for another round of work. This time, they fish. This practice of integrating rice agriculture with aquaculture is actually quite common and dates back to over 2000 years. It is a symbiotic relationship where both the rice and the fish benefit mutually. These are freshwater fish. The little fish are washed in the nearby river before being taken to the hut. The river flows next to the paddy field. The farmers take the opportunity to wash the mud off their clothes. They also wash their utensils. As evening approaches, everyone starts winding down for the day. In another part of the field, my father-in-law helps to carry the sack of rice back to the hut.
We are done for the day and we're heading back to the hut. We collected about 1.5 sack of rice. So, wow. I mean, it really makes you appreciate the amount of work that goes into getting rice. It's just amazing. All that work, 1.5. That's amazing. Make sure you don't waste food, guys. Really, it's a lot of work getting them.
Back in the hut, my wife prepares dinner. After a quick bite, it's time to head home.
Right, we're done for the day. It's time to go home up the steep cliff. Let's go.
It's a slow walk home. Going uphill is hard, and after a long day's work, it's even harder.
It's quite a hike up. You folks do this even carrying rice all the way up the hill, right?
We do.
How? How do you do it? What is the secret?
Secret is like when we say hey hey like that.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is that supposed to do?
I don't know what does it mean, but those elders they say like you get more energy and you don't feel tired.
Interesting. I'm going to try that now.
Try.
My mother-in-law demonstrates how it is done.
I'm sweating, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Seriously, the view makes up for this. Time for a break?
Grab some gooseberry.
The wild gooseberry is my wife's favorite snack while hiking. I honestly prefer the aftertaste. If you drink water after you finish, the water tastes sweet.
Thank you. Come.
We did it. We reached the end of the trail. Woo. Time for a second break, this time for guava. One more. Ta-da! Fresh guava from the tree. What you get in the supermarket does not compare to this.
We stopped by a vegetable patch to get some fresh veggies for tomorrow.
And my wife tells me this is all fresh. No fertilizers, all fresh. Yummy. We are almost home. This is the last hill, which is actually a shortcut. All right, folks, we are home. At the end of a long day, got to see some cool stuff, got to do some new things, and I'm glad you got to join along.
Home at last. My family will now wash up and relax. They will go to sleep shortly, as tomorrow will be another long day at the paddy field. And that is a typical day at Pharung Village.
Roger. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.